Well, Sheriff Vescovo had approached the commission about the possibility of the commission making up the fund loss for our deputies, which amounted to about $100 a month for a good part of our deputies. And so the commission asked for more information, and we have sent the information to the commission, as well as a transfer fund request to accomplish that. That's the commission's intention.
I would just like to make a comment, first off, that this was something that sort of came out of the blue. I realize this was something we were all expecting. One of the points that Commissioner Ridgway made, I will let her expand on it more, is how we handle grant money and how we accommodate that. That being said, we need to make sure that our sheriff's deputies are paid in the appropriate manner. One of the programs specifically is administered by the Most Smart Board, I believe. I would like to discuss a little bit with my fellow commissioners what one of the possible solutions that we might be looking at this would be to approach our delegation to Jefferson City. Currently, the statute reads of the 5-person commission, no more than 3 may be of a single political party. What I would suggest, and I would certainly like input from the other commissioners on, is if we could make an addition to that to say that no more than 3 could come from any single county classification. My understanding is that all 5 of these members are from third-class counties. I think it's only fair that if we're going to be impacting this matter, that we have a stronger voice. So like I say, I would certainly entertain discussion on whether or not we should approach our delegation to do this. I would not approach them on this without input from the rest of the commission, because it's kind of a policy decision. I think bears some discussion.
Well, I think to go a little bit farther, just and there's 5 on there. Then we've got first class, second class, third class. So maybe it shouldn't be more than 2 from any classification, county classification.
That's a good point. The main thing that I was trying to accomplish was to make sure that we had some voice for first and second class counties. Perhaps, and again, this is something that would be the object of discussion with our delegation, see what they thought was the most effective, and B, what was the most viable to get passed. This kind of a change, while seemingly minor, could generate some considerable pushback. So I would want to get their advice on the current climate in Jefferson City. It's always a changing scene, and certainly during the time I was down there and Commissioner Ridgway were down there, the atmosphere changed considerably when it came to whether or not something could happen. But I think Commissioner Owen makes a very good point that we might want to make sure we don't end up having 4th class and villages exclusively at cutting out first and second, which is what we're trying to do.
Yeah. Well, I think that would be the most fair. I mean, that way everybody would be included.
I think that's a good suggestion. Assuming that we agree that that's a place to go forward, I would certainly want to approach our delegation with that suggestion and with that change.
Well, what I would suggest that we do, because one of the problems from a legislator's standpoint is you hear from this person or this person or this person, and really what needs to happen in the interest of saving time and also so we can have a discussion about it, to me, I think we should get our staff to set up a meeting that certainly our neighbor, our first-class neighbor to the west is also invited to, but to invite our Northland delegation to a meeting, and realizing not everyone's going to be able to attend, but I think well, before I go any further, I want to compliment Captain Serks, because you gave me a really good rundown of the history of this and the legislative backdrop for where all this came from, so I really appreciate that. But having said that, I think probably one of the bigger wastes of time that we could engage upon is for the sheriff to have a separate discussion with 2 or 3 legislators, and the presiding commissioner in the Eastern District and the Western District have all our separate conversations. To the extent that we can find a mechanism to have 1 or 2 meetings about this, where the delegations can be there and invite our Platte County neighbors so that they can see in dollars and cents how that this is impacting us and how that we don't even have a voice. I mean, this is basically a form of taxation without representation. We don't have anybody on the board. They're always going to be able to outvote us because there's more second, third, fourth class counties than there are first class counties. And so my suggestion, in the interest of getting a good conversation going on this, and they can tell us the climate that currently exists in Jefferson City about how to fix this, and certainly get our ship there, is find a couple of times that we can meet, and let's get the thing noticed up and meet.
I have, by the way, also reached out to my counterparts in Platte County. They've taken a similar hit proportionately on their budget, so they are certainly interested. And I think that's a constructive thing, is to perhaps reach out to as many as the first and second class counties as is possible, and try to get a consensus bill. Because you're right, if it's just one county, just one legislator, it doesn't necessarily have traction. But if we can come together as a group in the first and second class counties, I think we have a better shot at it. Now, that does not obviously resolve our current problem, but that is one solution we go forward with. There are obviously other possible solutions that are being explored as far as how to resolve the issue where we pay in and we get little or nothing out. The change in that amount of money, I don't think it's overstating to call it dramatic. It has been reduced in previous years, but this year it was certainly quite a surprise and quite a dramatic change, which once again brings me to the original point that I wanted to make, and that was I commend the Sheriff's Department for being able to take this rather beanball almost and deal with it in a way that keeps services and the safety of our citizens paramount. So the idea of dealing with this, we do need to, I think, make sure we have this resolved. But I think we do need to move forward on a couple of different solutions to the issue this brings up. With that, if it seems like the commission is consistent on this, I will continue to reach out both to our delegation, but also to the first and second class counties with the idea of some sort of a strategic meeting. If we're going to try for a strategic legislative change, as we all know that December 1st is the first date for pre-filing, so we, I think, have a decent amount of time to build a consensus opinion that would at least produce a partial solution to this issue. And by the way, I want to also say that I talked with the sheriff about this and possible solutions, and as always, he's approached this with a good deal of professionalism and constructive suggestions on how we go forward. So I certainly would not go forward on something like this without consultation with the sheriff as well as my fellow commissioners.
I would love to have our neighboring first class sheriffs involved in this, because if it's not just the commission, but our sheriffs and public law enforcement, because I can only imagine between Jackson, Platte, Clay alone, the hit that they surprised us with on our budget. And we want our people obviously to be well paid and taken care of, and we don't want to lose them after we've trained them to other organizations, which is part of the reason we provide benefits. But nonetheless, the way this legislation is set up is fundamentally unfair to the high populous counties that are always going to be a minority on board pursuant to the current setup of legislation.
And clearly we have the payment of those funds into the state are far from optional as far as the money that we are putting into this fund. So clearly it's an unfair and untenable position that we are in. That being said, also, Sheriff, if you have not already, if you do reach out to your other counterparts in other counties, keep us informed so that we can make sure we're making a coordinated effort to deal with this issue. And like I say, this is a solution and a partial one that I think we need to pursue any other all remedies to make sure that we are adequately able to fund our deputy salaries.
I will, sir.
With that, if there's no other comment, is there a motion?
So moved.